Welcome everybody to the Ask Me Anything About Marketing. I'm Dr. Theresa, your Dr. of Lead Generation, and we have with us today Mr. Jesse Briggs of the Yellow Strawberry Hair Salon, and he is going to share with us some secrets to his success. Not only has he been successful in the hair care salon, but also in product development and promotion. We have his latest product, the FIXIT mask, dry hair stops here. I can't wait to hear all about these details. We also have Jesse's partner with us today, Babak Aghevli. And Babak, did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. And you have one other partner too, Jesse, and that's Sia, and he's in France. So
Sia's in Europe at the moment.
Awesome, awesome. It's great to have such a powerful team around you. Although the way you guys were joking around with each other before we got started and went live, I am sure you've gotten to know each other very well. How long have you all been working together?
No, we have a good team behind us.
It makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yes. And you started off, you're from Key West, right, Jesse?
Yeah, I started in Key West in 1960.
Oh my goodness.
From there, I opened my first little beauty shop with my wife. I've been married 62 years, you know.
You've been married longer than I've been alive, you know.
I was 16 when I got married. People love that story.
It's a great story. Why did you
went
marry
on
at
to
16?
open beauty
You
shop
couldn't
in many
wait.
schools, and then we moved to Fort Lauderdale in 1977. And we've been here ever since 1977 on beautiful Las Olas Boulevard.
And that's when you founded the Yellow Strawberry?
No, I founded the Yellow Strawberry in Key West in 1972. And we were coming up one night, we were having a big party at my house. We were playing Beatles music, and we're all having a little tipsy of champagne. And I heard Yellow Submarine and Strawberry Fields Forever. And I thought I heard Yellow Strawberry. So I told my wife the next morning, I said, that name is so clever. I don't know why I went down and I had it trademarked. Key West hadn't even heard of trademarks at the time. And that's how it all got started. Yellow Strawberry from the Beatles.
The Beatles.
You can see on our product, you see a yellow strawberry brought me such luck in life. See the little strawberry?
I do, right down there next to your Caribbean Dream hair care.
Well, later
Yellow Strawberry.
We came in and opened the Caribbean Dream with my partner, the greatest partner I've ever had, Babak. And he's a man of few words, but when he talks, it's very powerful.
Runs deep, runs deep. And Babak, I know you shared with us that your camera is you're not able to use your camera right now, only because the speed of the internet's not being agreeable with that. It's possibly next time.
He's on and he's listening, and when he's got to say something, he'll say it.
Okay, great, great. Because I know you worked on the website for Caribbean Hair Care, right, Babak?
I kind of do all the business side of the stuff. Mostly Sia does most of the web stuff. I do most of the negotiations with the vendors, the contracting, the kind of all the back office stuff.
The stuff that's critical for any business to be successful.
I'm the front man.
And you know what? You carry it well, Jesse.
Thank you very much. God bless America, this great country we live in.
Amen. Amen. Because you know what? I firmly believe that America is great because of business owners that are mavericks like yourself that go out there and nothing stops them. I know when I first met you, we were introduced because you were interested in running Facebook ads, and I was having a class at the time. So you signed up for my class, and I don't think I shared with you that I thought, oh my gosh, that hair care product space is so crowded. How could I possibly help him? And here you took the class and you went off in a direction that was fantastic. I remember when you took the class, it was in September, and the product testing phase was just being started. So tell us more about how the product testing went. Obviously it went good, but how long did it take?
Babak and I had to go with the chemist on several occasions and come back and test the product. It took us about 5 testings to get what we really wanted. And we were very pleased with it in the end. And that's when the Babak told him to go into production. We didn't get our first products and probably until sometime in November. I believe it was November the 15th. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But and then we went online. And after I took your class, I really understood the marketing aspect and how important Facebook is. You can make a lot of money if you're smart, if you can get people to look at your site. And we learned a lot from you. And I really loved your class. I loved all the people that was in your class. Made friends with them.
Thank
Today,
you.
we're becoming very successful, and we're very happy. And I just showed you the pile of cash they just brought me.
I love it. And what I think is important for the listeners to know is here, your product wasn't even ready to be sold yet, and you were already considering the marketing. And I know so many times people come to me and they say, well, I spent all my money on the product. I don't have any money for marketing. And you put the cart and the horse in the proper order. Look at you. We can almost, I think we need to back it up just a little bit to see most of it.
It says pre-order.
Oh, very smart. Very smart. I hope the listeners are getting some great lessons from this.
Well, pre-ordering, see, it's like almost like you're selling it without, you don't even have the product yet, but we gave them the deal, $19.95. It sells for $29.95 now.
Good.
But we were selling really lots and lots of product, and we're very happy with it. As a matter of fact, it helped our seed money with just the pre-ordering. So any people out there that wants to have a product, try your pre-ordering thing. I've learned that through our class with you, of course. And I certainly recommend anybody to take your class if they want to make money.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah, the pre-orders work for books. It works for product. It works for services. It works well for classes and courses. Pre-ordering is a great thing. Now, the other thing I'm noticing here that you did very well from a business perspective is you not only were thinking of the marketing before the product was ready, you took the time to look at different strategies. Now,
Yeah.
you shared with me that I know in the class you were thinking about maybe using an influencer on Instagram or something like that. Did you explore that any further?
Well, Babak and I explored that. He explored it more than me. They're hard to find and hard to get a hold of in the way we looked at it. But once you get a hold of one that has that influencer, has that big number of people that look at their sites, of course, their money has to change hands through the product. And if you can get one of those, you're really selling along.
But they weren't.
You saw me yourself today through your class. You saw the product. You saw them bring me the cash today. You want to make money. This is how you do it.
That's how you do it. I love it.
Yeah. Just to add to that, just 2 words on the influencers.
Please.
You know, given the environment we're in and the area we're in with hair care products, finding a high volume influencer is extremely expensive. So we have had to be very cautious on who we go with and what we do. And, you know, we've done a lot of research, but there is, you know, micro influencers that can help a bit. But in our area with hair care products, you really, really got to get your hands on some celebrities. And we're working very hard through some of Jesse's contacts from his years and years in the business to try to see who we can hook up with and where we can go. Because those guys are, if you find them, you're golden. But it's very hard to get into arrangements and agreements with them.
Oh, interesting. This is good information to have. I've never used an influencer for any marketing with my clients. And a lot of it's for that very reason, Babak, is with the Facebook ads, it's so much easier just to run the ads to get people's attention. And yes, the influencer makes a huge difference, but poof, you've got to have a big bank account to bankroll that. Yeah.
That's true.
Well, you can bankroll it from the sale of the product, but still they're going to want to take a good chunk of the product, which makes it very difficult if they're really top tier influencer. So it's a decision people have to make as to whether it's worth it or not. We feel like our product is Cadillac enough. We, you know, by word of mouth, we can get there on our own, but it's a strategy. It's a good strategy for people, depending on what line of work they're in. some of the lines, the influencers are not as expensive. In hair care products, I mean, you're dealing with, if you really, really want an influencer, you're dealing with somebody like a Paris Hilton or somebody like that. And you can imagine what those guys want.
Oh, let me tell you about Paris Hilton real quick.
Okay.
I have a friend of mine in Las Vegas. His name is Michael Bochak. He has a salon in Caesar's Palace, and you can go and see his salon. Well, he does Paris Hilton's hair color. Now, she let him take a picture of him in his salon and let him use it. You know how many clients that drove the prices up in his clientele just by Paris Hilton alone, because she has such a celebrity status. And Babak has sent product out there, and now he's one of our customers just through the promotion of ourselves, letting him see the product. Now they love the product, and now my man that does Paris Hilton's hair, I don't know if he uses it on her hair, but he has it in his salon. How about that?
That is great. That now, but back when you sent the product out there, the FIXIT product, dry hair stops here. Was there a monetary exchange, or was that like let's just give it a try?
The monetary exchange was, I send you the product as long as you put your name behind it and put it in your store. And, we're using his name on our webpage. He gave us permission to use his name on our webpage. So we're not charging him for it, but it's worth its weight in gold to me for
Another
the product
wonderful
that he
business
gets.
lesson and marketing lesson. That is very clever.
Now, I have another friend of mine from Paris. It's in the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel. Her name is Leah Journal. We sent her product. Now she's using it. She does all the Kardashian girls. So that's how you kind of get in. And she has it in her salon now, Leah Journal. So those are the things that I do along with the marketing I learned from you.
I love it. And one of the things I think was really unique was you identified a problem people are having.
Yeah.
The dry hair. And you saw it as a hairstylist, and you saw it consistently, and you knew the other products that are out there were inferior. You built a better mousetrap, number one. So that's the first big marketing lesson, I think, there. And I think the next big lesson is you already knew what people wanted. You didn't create something and say, oh, let's see if people want this.
No, we knew that being in the business all these years is that dry hair is a real problem. They got all kind of conditioners, but nothing that rebuilds the bond of the hair and really brings it back together. And the way we did this, and my wife is really responsible for the last step of this product, is that she wanted to put silk in it.
Oh.
And that's, nobody knows, there's silk in this product. And you know what silk is? A nice silk feels.
Yes.
You put this on you, but the thing is with our product, FIXIT, is that you have to work it from the ends of the hair back to the root area. Work it in your shower. This is the best product that's ever. This is like the greatest show on earth. Remember that? Remember that saying, the greatest show on earth?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we got it right here.
Barnum and Bailey.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, and
Yes.
the main guy himself.
Yes, Barnum. P.T. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum. That's
The
my
great
favorite guy.
showman.
P.T. Barnum.
Well, he's quite a showman.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no matter
one
what
of the guys that I like.
I see his style in you, where no matter what it is, you make a show out of it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. But the show we're making here is something that really worked. The clients, it's just flying off the shelves in the salons. We've got a product that's doing so well that I can't believe it. I'll never be more grateful to you to take in your class, understanding the Facebook. And that's one of the reasons that I agreed to do this setting with you, because you do know what you're doing, and we're really grateful for what you instilled in us. Babak and I we're happy as two little birds just sailing along here. We may be developing another product, but I'm not saying anything yet.
Oh, moment support on that one.
We'll have to sit down later on about that.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to hear. I want to hear more about it because you've done other products before the FIXIT products, correct?
Yeah, I had one but I sold that company, and I had the name Caribbean Dream, but we kept the Caribbean Dream, and it did very well. But I sold the company.
Great.
And I retired, but then I came out of retirement. I'm back here. I retired and went to Puerto Rico for 4 years, and retirement was terrible.
Why is that?
It's nothing to do. Wake up every morning and decide what you're going to have for lunch.
Pretty
So
low
I
key,
came,
right?
so I came back and we got into the salon. We opened a small salon. It's the hottest little spot in Fort Lauderdale at the moment, and we came up with the greatest product ever developed. And I love the word. If you're out there, just go on the website and put in dryhairstopshere.com. You're going to see a fabulous website. You get a chance to see Mr. Jesse himself on there.
I love it. Dryhairstopshere.com.
It's gonna be a household word one day.
Well, it
Stay
should
with me.
be. Absolutely. We'll be sure to put that in the comments here. Let me see if it's going to let me do it or not. Dryhairstopshere.com.
Here.com.
Now, is that the same as your Caribbean hair care?
It goes to the CaribbeanDreamHairCare.com site, but that's the easiest way to go in there. Dry Hair Stops Here. You can remember that. Then CaribbeanDreamHairCare.com. It's harder to put in.
Well, that was.
I'm going to give my wife credit for that. Flo Briggs, which is one of the great colors of our times. And by the way, she colors Babak's wife's hair, Zizi. Zizi's one of our people that helps us test the product. I got to give Zizi a plug because she's really special too.
Oh, Babak, how long have you been married with ZZ?
Over 20 years.
Congratulations.
They're just babies. But Babak is a very astute businessman and very smart. I'm honored to have him as my partner, number one. And we get along well and we got a nice relationship. And we're going to go places with this product. And it's just a fun thing to do. If it can't be fun, don't do it.
Well, you know
Just
what?
don't
One of
do
the
it.
things you said to me during the class that it's always stuck in my head. That's go big or go home.
That's right. Go big or go home. Sometimes you can think big, but you just can't do it. So you got to go home. But if you think big, go big.
Yeah. And
Just
So I
think.
think to add,
go ahead.
I think to add here just a little bit of the story is, I met Jesse through my wife. We actually conceived of the idea of this product and this partnership during the early months of COVID lockdown. Just his shop was shut down. And we were talking about what are we going to do. We're both sick and tired of sitting at home. So we're already at home. So we decided to go big. But just so you know, this came about, this product from inception was about April, May, when we started talking about it while we were on COVID lockdown. And now we are where we are. So we just decided we we're going to go after it. And now we are here. It's good to do.
I even talked to Paul Mitchell's son, Angus Mitchell, and he's got the product in his hand too. So I have so many friends in the beauty industry that they all love me too after all these years. I've been in it over 50 years. And
Well,
do I look like I'm 100 years old?
Yeah, with your personality, Jesse, of course they still love you.
Good. I like that. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And I love the idea that you came up with this during COVID. And I was on so many of these networking Zoom calls with people, and they were stumped. And you've got to think outside of the box. You've got to recognize what your customer needs, what would benefit them. What do they want? You guys nailed it. And you went through the 5 testing phases. I love Flo's idea of having the silk in it.
That was
What made her
I
think
didn't
of that?
understand it. The chemist didn't understand it either until we did it and put it in there. We tested that. That made the night and day difference of the product.
Wow. Now, what's one thing you would tell somebody that we haven't already talked about if they're considering going into creating their own product?
Well, first you got, like you first said early in this conversation, you got to find the need. You come up with some idea, but if they don't need it, it's harder to sell. It's harder to get their attention. That's something that's needed, whether it's clothespins, clotheslines, socks, you need those things. you need something like this. Everybody has hair, and they're going to do something to it. Even back in the days of the Egyptians, they had a beautiful hairstyle. They didn't have any scissors. They didn't have any color. They didn't have any shampoo, but they had beautiful hair. So look what we came up with, and look what's going to happen in the future. There'll be other entrepreneurs like us that will come up with another idea. I don't think it's going to be hard to top Dry Hair Stops Here because we have that trademark. Dry Hair Stops Here. I think we have a trademark. Babak handles all the trademarking.
Well, Babak, I'm sure you've got that covered.
I think from my perspective, one thing I want to say is, you know, with today's online world, I'll be very honest with you. When I started this up with Jesse, I know nothing about hair care products. Even today, I have never been in this business. I've been a corporate executive, ran multiple companies, none of which had anything remotely related to hair care. When I originally started on this, I was talking to some industry experts and things, and I was basically told the launch of a hair care product is going to cost close to $100,000 to $250,000 in marketing. We tried it. We tried it very cheap on Facebook. We've tried other means. We already talked about all the free samples we send out to people. That cost me $4 a piece. So don't always necessarily get stuck in this is going to be expensive. If you run the right things online and you have the right product, you can do this for a lot cheaper than a lot of the traditional marketing campaigns are. I mean, I literally was told $250,000 to launch a product. I haven't spent $2,500 on it yet.
Oh my gosh.
And we made it. And I told you earlier, they brought me the bag of the cash today. People talk. So look, I got the bag out. See all the hundreds?
Wow.
There it is.
That's fantastic. Now with all of this, they told you $250,000 to launch a product, and you did it for less than $2,500, and you haven't even
in hair care
started.
industry. Yeah, that's what they spent.
Oh my gosh.
But remember, Babak, I told you the story about Paul Mitchell when he lived with me. He started with $700 and made a product in my house called Sculpture Lotion. Went from the $700 to what he has today, $1 billion company, the Paul Mitchell Hair Care Company. And Babak and I talked sometime to Angus, his son is still, Paul Mitchell passed away in 1989, but his son runs the company with John Paul DeJoria. But see, he started with $700. You don't always have to have $250,000, but you got to have a dream. You got to believe in it, and you got to have something that works. Sculpture lotion had never been invented. He made it from dippity doo. Poured dippity doo in a bottle, and he made it till it just poured out like syrup. And then, because dippity doo was like a gel,
I remember that.
you put it on your hair, you combed it around, and it dried real hard. He called it sculpture lotion. A lot of people are using all these different lotions today under the sculpture name, but that's how he started with $700. So that's a lesson they should learn. If you're an entrepreneur with a dream, you can make it happen. You just gotta drive it every day, and you gotta stay in there, and you gotta kick it, be married to it. Be married to it and drive it every day. Live it, eat it, talk it, tell everybody you see about it.
Breathe
I
it.
carry it into the store when I'm in a drugstore or in a supermarket. I'm carrying around, what is that? I'd like to tell you about this Dry Hair Stops Here. And they start feeling their hair. But you have to be that persistent to make it work. You can't just sit back and hope and pray. That ain't gonna work.
No.
You gotta go out and knock on the door.
And be actively handing it out, actively promoting it.
And find people like you. Search
Thank
and
you.
find people like you.
And you know what? One of the things people tell me is, well, I could probably do that myself. I'll figure it out. And I tell them, okay, good luck. Because I know what the lessons I've had to learn. So
If they take your course, you'll find out. If they take your
Yeah.
course, they'll find out. I'm thinking about taking the course again,
No
just
kidding.
to learn more.
Well, you know what? I've learned a lot more since I taught you the class in September.
Of
So
course.
yes, the content is changing, and I'll be starting it again on March 2nd. So I haven't put the landing page together yet, though. I've got to get somebody to do that for me.
Okay.
But I'll let you know. I'll keep.
Well, I'm in. Put it that way. I'm in.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And for you, Jesse, what I think is great is COVID came along. You've already had this fantastic career, and you and Babak, you didn't just sit back and say, "Oh well, I guess we've got to close because of COVID." You went and did something different. That whole idea of waking up in the morning and deciding what to have for lunch, no matter what the circumstances were, doesn't appeal to you. And I think when you have that kind of fire in you, that's what makes all the difference. And when you talk about an entrepreneur needing to really live their dream and have a lot of passion about it, that's what you're talking about, is that it's not okay just to get up in the morning and say, oh, I guess I'll just see if this works, or I'll try this today.
Well, if you can think and you can do it. Since I was a little boy, they always told me, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And I would go out and do it and do it and do it. When I became a hairdresser, I was only 17 years old. You can never do that. Since that time, I've rubbed elbows with the most greatest hairdressers that ever lived, had broke bread with him. I don't know how I got there, like in Paris, I'm with Alexandre de Paris. I'm having lunch with him. And they're always telling me, oh, Monsieur Jesse, we love you so much. You know, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing here? How did I get here? I dreamed it, but here I am. Whether I was with Paul Mitchell, I was with any of the boys in New York, you know, it goes on and on and on.
It's a great story of American success. And it really comes from your heart, you know, and who you're being. Absolutely, that you have the passion about what you're doing. And what's great is you've kept these relationships over the years. They say don't burn your bridges.
Never. You may have to cross them again. And be nice. You know, people don't want to be nice anymore. Be nice and listen. Most people don't listen. They want to talk. You're talking to them, they're thinking what they're going to say to you. Stop and listen to people. You can find out a lot about people. Stop and listen. Hear what they got to say. Later on, you may have to call them up for a favor or something. They'll be glad to talk to you. But otherwise, you knock on the door, they go, there they are again. Don't open the door. No. You got to be nice. I was always nice to people.
I had a friend visiting from out of town, and in the hotel, she saw all these signs and T-shirts that said, be nice. And she said, I don't get it. And I was like, well, unfortunately, people actually need to be told to be nice now.
You know, I ran into trouble on the stage one time. I used to do a lot of shows across the country. And I used to say on the stage, I say, listen, y'all want to be successful? And everybody go, yeah, I want to be successful. And I said, here's what you got to do. Y'all should write this down, okay? You want to be successful. Tell everybody what they want to hear. And somebody in the audience would go like, well, that's telling a lie. I said, well, would you please stand up? I'm going to tell you about yourself. You're overweight. You got the wrong dress on, the wrong hairstyle, and the wrong glasses. And everybody would start laughing. I'm being honest. Oh, yeah, but I hurt my feelings. You see what I mean? Just tell people what you don't have to lie. If they got an ugly dress on, just don't say nothing. Find something they're wearing, like maybe their purse looks good or maybe their hair looks good. But tell them what they want to hear. So next time they see you, I like him. Somebody told me one day you gained a lot of weight. You look fat. I remember that person till today. I don't like that person anymore. I don't hate them, but I don't like that. Just tell me hello. You look great, you know. You get my drift?
I do. I heard through you know, it's more than being kind. It's actually like in marketing, when I talk to people, I find when I find something on them that I can compliment them on, I feel good. And you can feel them just kind of warm up to you, if you will. And that's building the relationship. And you're right. You don't know when you're going to need to ask a favor from them. Makes a big difference. Yeah.
Sure does.
Yeah.
But I just love life. You got to love life. You got to love people. Get up in the morning, you know, life is so short. Listen, they talked the other day about 10 million years ago. 10 million years ago. You can't even go there. You know what I mean?
No,
We take it
no.
one day at a time, enjoy the day, wake up every morning, I'm happy. If you're sad or you're blue, just think of how lucky you are to be alive. Just
Oh,
alive and
yeah.
healthy. You see, that's how I operate.
That's a
And the
great way
client,
to
if a
operate.
client asks me about the product, I don't just say, oh, it's pretty good. I say, the product, this is the greatest thing you've ever used on your hair. Let me prove it. Say, let me prove it. And
Let
as
me
I put
show
it on,
you.
they go like, yeah, it feels so good. I say, you see, I told you.
Mm.
Lady bought a case of them to send to her family for Christmas. When I did that.
Oh, I love it.
She bought
I
a case
love
of
it.
Babak, did you ship a case from the shipping department?
Sure did.
Got to tell, always tell the truth, even if it hurts. Tell the truth, but tell people what they want to hear. You'll do well in life.
Those are great, great words. And on that note, Babak, do you have any closing words yourself?
No, nothing on my side. It was a good call. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I thank you so much for taking the time to be here today and working through our tech issues. And I want everyone to go check out the beautiful website, dryhairstopshere.com. Check out this product, FIXIT, from Jesse Briggs and Yellow Strawberry Hair Salon. It is a one-of-a-kind hair product that will make all the difference in the world for you. And I'm grateful, Jesse, for you to take the time today to share your story with everybody and help with what you've done so they can learn some of these secrets of success. It's not a big secret to me. It's you do what somebody else did that was successful, right?
Well, thank you for having us. Thank you very much. We
It's
love
my
you. And
pleasure.
I want to tell all the audience that was there that's listening today, listen, just enjoy life. Be grateful for this wonderful life you're alive today. And remember, there's somebody upstairs that's looking after all of us.
Amen. Amen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you both.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.